Morning, everyone. Zaki Baruch. Boker Tov. We are in Siman Reish Samech Gimel, and we are in the Mishnah Berurah talking about the candles of Shabbat. So the Shulchan Aruch said that you're supposed to do a candle, and the general custom is to do two candles. But technically, if a person can afford or a tight situation, whatever it is, if he only has one candle of Shabbat, you could light one candle. You could light one candle with the bracha. And also he said shtep tilot. Shtep tilot is two wicks. So does this mean one candle with two wicks or intertwined wick? So what he means here is because let's say you have a bowl of oil and you put that's what it means to put two wicks. But if it's candles, actual candles, then to have two separate candles. And when lighting the candles, you could light one candle to the next. That's not a problem. So I have another candle. I'm lighting my Shabbat candles, and I go from one to the next. But to now take from that candle, for the Shabbat candle's lit, and now I take from it, and let's say the husband didn't start Shabbat yet, and now to take from that candle and use it for something else, or the neighbor, right? So to use from the Shabbat candles, that's not supposed to be done. The Rav Yosef brings an interesting question here. Is that Baruch Hashem? There's a lot of Jewish companies that make candles. I mean, ideally, it's supposed to be with olive oil, but there's a lot of candle companies, and it's not not difficult. But sometimes it is difficult. Sometimes you're on vacation. So, oh my gosh, I forgot Shabbat candles. Where am I going to go get whatever? And now you go to the store and you see a bag of candles, or you see a candle, let's say, with God forbid a cross on it. Right? You say, oh no way, I can't get this. This is for the church. Whoa, right? So Rav Yosef says like this: if let's say you have candles that are made by a factory and they're made to sell, and they have a cross on it, and they have other types of advertisements for a church. It's advertisements. It wasn't dedicated specifically for a church. They just want to sell their product. So technically, you could still buy those candles at that point. I would suggest take off the wrapper or whatever, take it out of that casing, but you could still buy it at that point because they're doing it for their own self to, number one, to sell, and number two is that when it was made, these are not handmade candles specifically for Avodah Zarah, but rather it's made by machine. They're making hundreds of candles, and they just want to sell these candles. So if you're in the middle of nowhere and you need candles and this is all you got, then this is all you got. And basically, the only time it becomes asur is that, so he says, the next level. Next level is you're looking for candles. And, one time I was in Italy, and I had to ask for directions. So I saw a person from his back, and I said, excuse me. He turned around, and he was a priest. So for me, it was like a little, first time ever speaking to a priest, asking a guy for directions. Okay. So let's say you're looking for candles. And then you go knock on the door in your hotel room. Just give me an example, right? And the guy comes out, yeah, I have candles for you. And he's a priest, and he comes out with the candles, right? Let's say from the same bag of candles we're talking about. But the guy now he's in his hotel room, and he happens to have some candles. So at that point, it's still not asur. Really, this is the priest, the candles. Now, if the candle was lit and now it's a used candle, but there's still more to it, then no, because we don't know. He probably used it for Avodah Zarah. Or if the candle already went into the church, it went into the house of Avodah Zarah, and it wasn't used yet, then that also disqualifies the candle. But until that point, the guy is in his hotel room, and now he comes out, and he happens to be a priest, and he has this bag of candles, whatever it is, which are manufactured for selling and not specific, and they're just using the outside for advertisements, then one could use such candles. Interesting case, but that's an interesting case from Rabbi Yosef. Okay, today we have Mincha at 4:20, Zoom Shiur 3:30, Bezrat Hashem Haftarah Shiur 8:30, and tonight at Arvit to switch from Barechenu to Barech Alenu. That's at Arvit tonight. Have a good day, everyone. Tana Deviliel.